What's going on, guys? We are back with another review, taking a first look at the kvegaskickz All-Star 2.0 in the S2 batch. Before we get into them, guys, I want to remind you this video and all the other content on my channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only. If you're new, go ahead and like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. And be sure to follow me on Instagram, guys. Follow me there for more detailed info on the shoes I review. You can also hit me up at TikTok at kvegaskickz. Guys, I really appreciate all the support. So let's jump right into these Kobes. So this one, guys, obviously the All-Star 2.0 colorway. This is an S2 batch. Here is where I picked these up from. Instagram page and WhatsApp. I will have all that in the description, and of course you can mention kvegas. These things looking really good. This is the first, like high quality version of this shoe that we've gotten. Yeah, super clean. So we'll go into all the details. Bottom of the shoe, you got that kvegaskickz outsole. It's kind of in a light bone, I think is the colorway that they are calling this on the box. You can see your black Shizuku back here. The traction pattern is lowered around it, which is correct. You do have real carbon fiber. This is a solid rubber compound, so these should be phenomenal for traction. I've never had a problem with my S2. Played in a lot of them. Obviously, I haven't played in this one. Just got these in today, and these aren't even my size, but just the S2 in general, kvegaskickz has been great for me. On the midsole, you do have that Nike Zoom in white. You got your indentations, and of course, phenomenon at the toe box. That all looks good. Going around to our medial side of the shoe, everything looking pretty clean. Not seeing a lot of glue residue going from your midsole to your upper or the outsole to the midsole, which is good. Craftsmanship on this pair looks to be done pretty nicely, so that is great. Now, fit and comfort of this shoe. Like I said, I can't try. These are men's size 8. They are not for me. They're for my daughter. Men's 8, women's 9.5. However, I've got tons of S2 kvegaskickzes, so it's going to be the same. The fit is true to size, very comfortable. I've never had an issue with that. So I would go with your normal Kobe size, unless you're a wide footer, go up half size. As far as the cushioning setup in this shoe, should be on par with the Protro. I've seen some S2s that revert back to the OG style setup, but it typically has the white strobel. This one does have the gray. So I'm going to say that it's got the Protro setup, meaning you're going to get a zoom turbo unit in the forefoot, a top-loaded zoom turbo unit. No zoom in the heel, just this cush line, which is plenty of impact protection. Not a big deal. But the S2 has been a great performer in my book. Just has a few aesthetic things that they need to still work on, but overall, really nice. Upper of the shoe is in sail. You can see that micro mesh upper with the polyurethane stars that transfers to the scales. Pretty cool how they did that. Definitely something different. The star lining, I'm not going to say scale lining since it's not going into scales, but you know what I'm talking about. It's pretty low on this pair, actually. Looks really good, especially for an S2. Pretty impressed with that. And like I say, it starts off with the all stars, and then about midway through the upper transitions back into your normal scales. So a cool touch that they did, changing it up. I do like that. You do have the white laces, and then something else that's different. You do have the torch tongue system. You can kind of feel it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show it to you really. You can kind of feel it under through here, but the mesh that you would typically have on top is a little bit different than a traditional kvegaskickz. It's more like a piece of material, almost like a cloth-like material. I'm not sure how these are going to be for breathability versus a normal kvegaskickz. May not make that much of a difference, but it is something that's different than a traditional kvegaskickz, as is the upper portion of the tongue. It's more that same material, as opposed to sometimes we get like patent leather or almost like a neoprene. This is a little bit different material. And then of course your Shizuku is in black, pressed in pretty nicely to the tongue, nice and clean, no issues there. The back of the tongue, overall shape is good. That's one thing the S2 has gotten a little bit better about, getting a little spiral to the shoe or to the tongue's shape. And then this ankle area is pretty good as well. It could be just a tad sleeker, not a lot. Overall, that looks good. And I would say the sock liner, and it's in a light pink, maybe a mauve-ish color, very subtle. It's not like, it's not a domineering pink by any stretch. The lateral side of the shoe, of course, your swoosh is in black. It is a pretty solid line, does not have really much overspray, if any. It's hard for me to tell on this one because this is a men's 8. I really like to see these in a bigger size because a lot of times with the S2, the swoosh doesn't come out far enough. On this one, going from your second lace notch down to this little point right here, it's pretty close to my finger. So I think it's pretty good, at least for this men's size 8. I almost wonder if this would be almost the same size swoosh on a men's size 13, and therefore the swoosh wouldn't be big enough. I don't know, that's just speculation going from, you know, what I've seen with my size 13. So but anyway, on this one it looks really good. You do have like a synthetic nubuck here at the ankle area, and then of course your heel counter is in that light bone with the Kobe signature in that same kind of mauvish color as the lining. Medial side looks good. Of course, this one does have the scales as per usual. These are really, really clean, guys. Like I say, I picked these up for my daughter, but probably gonna grab a pair for myself too. Super, super clean. Let's see how they line up from the rear. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, the overall shape is nice. The S2 is always slightly bulky. I mean, it could just be a tad, you know, slimmer. But I mean, that's getting somewhat nitpicky. And this is by far the best batch of this shoe that we've got at the moment. Yeah, looking really, really good. Again, outsole in that light bone. Material on the upper feels just as it ought to. Another shot of your Shizuku logo on the tongue. And let me get this light on here, guys, and see if we can get a decent shot and get these laces out of the way of the Strobel. So it is the darker gray Strobel. Up there would be where that Zoom Turbo unit would be. So that's all good. Let's get these tucked back in, get them out of the way. And inside the shoe just came with, you know, your traditional, you know, little tissue paper, and then it does come with the mold to your foot insole. It is just black with a Shizuku in white. Nothing about, you know, molding to my foot or anything like that. But it is the correct mold to your foot insole. But this one just comes with black. Not sure if that's going to be correct. Don't really, you know, care if you're buying them to wear, especially. Which hopefully that's what you're doing. Yeah, these are looking really nice. Let's set them to the side, and we're going to take a look at our box. Does come with the updated Protro box, of course, so you're going to get that scale pattern with the gloss signature and gloss Shizuku on the lid, a swoosh there, branding on the bottom, another swoosh, and your box label is kvegaskickz Protro Sail Black Light Bone, men's 8, women's 9.5. Inside you just have regular white tissue paper, no other stickers or anything like that. This box was extremely well protected in shipping. I mean, no damage at all. It looks like I just walked out of the store with it. So that's great. And these shoes, super, super clean. Love this new colorway. I really like the changes they did to it, not only with the stars, but just the color in general. It's just a clean colorway, simple without being too plain. So anyway, guys, that's my unboxing review of this S2 batch of the kvegaskickz All-Star 2.0. I hope you enjoyed it and it was helpful for you. Let me know what you think about them in the comments. Be sure to follow me on my other socials and be on the lookout, guys. We got a lot more of these reviews coming your way.